What's going on, everyone? It's Lawrence here with the weekly Thursday, but today's Wednesday, so just flipped it up a little bit because it's a holiday here in the US of America, and we'll not be doing the stream tomorrow. If you're looking to watch in the future, hi, I guess you'll be watching it in the future, whenever day that is, but welcome to everybody. Got a lot of stuff to cover today, ton of stuff, peer-to-peer lending, stock market stuff. We're going to do a little covered call run through, as a lot of people have been asking me, how do you do these covered call trades on options where, this is trades on stock that you already own to create income. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today through a Play Money Interactive Brokers account that you can set up within the UK and that I have set up. So here, if you can, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency, what's going on in the markets. And we're going to take a look at Hyperfund too. I've been getting a lot of emails about this thing, Hyperfund, which honestly I really no idea what it is. But I thought I'd take a quick look into it today and give you my thoughts on what I think about Hyperfund. I've had a few emails from people that have known people who have invested in this Hyperfund in the UK, and just had to take a look, see what it is, see if it's worth investing in. And so far, I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence about it, but I'm going to show you what it is and show you my thoughts. So if you have questions or comments, please put them in the chat. And as you know, we'll do a little Q&A at the end. Hopefully you got the right email today. I have been trying to send those things out on the right day, the little email notification. But if you also are not on the email list, go to financialthing.com, sign up. You'll get a notification when these live streams are going to happen. And thank you again to our sponsor, Kuflink, a big supporter of the channel. Sign up today and receive up to $4,000 cash back on your first investments. Terms and capitals conditions are at risk. Join.kuflink.com /financial-thing if you want to get yourself some cash back. Do a quick shout out to everybody, and we're going to get right into it. We're going to look at the equity markets today, what's going on in the stock market. Paul New is here from Stockport, Double D, Dave Dawson in Stoke-on-Trent, Steve Manton in Solihull, John Day is here, Alan Toom. Sorry, for some reason I have a bit of an allergic cough going on, so if I cough in your ear, excuse me. Alan's here in Basingstoke. Annabelle Nairin from Achille, España. Debbie in the Grand Caymans. Autumn's here. Air conditioning's off. Nice to see you, Debbie. Alan Stratford is here. Peter Vince from Leatherhead. Paul Bagworth. Stephen Hale from Nottingham. And Mike Powers in Southampton. And Akichak, of course, from Accrington is here. And to anyone else that's watching right now, thanks for joining. So let's get right into the peer-to-peer finance news. A couple of interesting things that I saw this week. As we see, our friends here at Kuflink have announced zero losses, which is not surprising. They have maintained a zero loss for investors so far, which is a little bit of a bright cloud in the peer-to-peer lending space. And as you probably recognize this person, this is Natalie Weeks. She was on the live stream a few weeks ago with Harry, the CTO. So if you didn't watch that, it's archived on the channel, on the YouTube channel. I had a chat with Natalie about risk. She's saying that, their risk levels are really good. And when they look at what loans they're going to present, they do it in a certain way, which is try to reduce that that risk as much as possible. Of course, things will go into a default sometimes. It's just the nature of peer-to-peer lending. But Natalie says we call default as soon as a loan is in default. So if you one day pass the due date you are due to pay us, you're in default with us. And we'll have to start having those conversations with our borrowers to see why they missed their payment or why they haven't exited. So that is good news. There are a few peer-to-peer lending companies that claim they have zero losses. I think Crowd Property is one of them. Don't quote me on that. But not many. There's not many left in the space. Also LoanPad. We haven't done a LoanPad update in a while. Probably next Thursday we'll do that. Things have been, I'm sure, growing on the platform there. So that's Kuflink at maintaining its zero losses. Funding secure, investment payments remain suspended. The ongoing administration since platform closure October of 2019 is still going on. They've had 3 loans that have completed whereby they're holding the funds. They cannot be released to investors. They are being held in suspended accounts. So they are trying to figure out legally how to do that correctly. And there was a report from April 23rd to 22nd of October. Investor withdrawals amounted to £123,053. And to date, total investor withdrawals have reached 24.3 million. During the period, gross loan realizations amounted to just under £2.9 million to reach about £26.3 million in total to date. As of the October 22nd date, there were 82 remaining defaulted loans with total capital invested in respect of these loans amounting to 40.1 million quid. So still 40.1 million pounds of invested capital inside these 82 defaulted loans. Are we going to see that money back? Time will tell. Another interesting thing in this article, £83,869 has been drawn in administration fees in the 6 months between 23rd of April and 22nd of October. Total fees amount to £677,000. So a ton of fees. Not as bad as some of the other administration fees that we've seen, but still a substantial amount. And interestingly, here at a creditors meeting in December, it was resolved that an additional 25 grand per year could be charged by the administrators. Could in respect to of statutory formalities. This is because of the required extension of the administration to the 22nd of October 2023. I don't think this administration will be finished by then. And to date, 50 grand has been drawn for statutory duties for the first and second year of the administration. Of course, the administrator is going to draw that $25,000 a year because that to them is money that they can grab. Why wouldn't they? So that is that. FCA is on the hunt for a crypto forensic service provider. Again, the FCA is going to start looking at blockchain data to identify and respond to risks identified through the analysis of crypto asset blockchain data. So what this means is the FCA is obviously looking at cryptocurrency right now, as is the rest of the world. And they want to have somebody who can come in and do crypto forensics on data studies to see where possible risks within the crypto world exist. There's going to be a lot of interesting data they are going to get to look at. This was funny. On the button, how many clicks does it take to open a peer-to-peer lending account? This is funny to me. Kuflink, 2 clicks. Lending Works, 2 clicks. Landlord Invest, 3 clicks. And then we go all the way to the bottom. LoanPad, 4 clicks. Invest in Fund, 4 clicks. Has anybody got 5? Shojin, 5 clicks. PropLend, 5 clicks. Blend, 5 clicks. Assets, 6 clicks. Crowd Property, 10 clicks. It's going to take you 10 little clicks of the finger to open a Crowd Property account. I thought that was amusing. It's like the people at Peer-to-Peer Finance News have some interesting articles that they need to put out. UK leads on European peer-to-peer business lending. UK number 1 when it comes to peer-to-peer lending and business, while Germany leads on consumer lending. I think the UK has obviously been at the forefront of this in some ways and probably will continue to be. I do see money kind of moving around a lot though at the moment. It seems the cryptocurrency space is so hot right now that you may see some of the money coming out of different sectors like peer-to-peer lending. I'm not recommending that you do that. I think diversification is key. You don't want to chase. Chasing returns can be bad, especially if the crypto market corrects and goes down. Always good to keep a little pie of, and stick to that allocation, whatever that is for you and whatever you're comfortable with. And our crypto investors are turning into property. According to this study, a lot of crypto investors are using their profits to invest in stocks and shares and the property market. Secure Property Investment surveyed 1,472 active investors, which sources buy-to-let investments in major UK cities. And they found that 85% of crypto investors choose to hold tight when it comes to profits made on the market, where only 15% are looking at alternative investments. Almost a third of these opted to buy, so a third is in 28%. I don't know what that means, a third of what. Whether this is a third of people who are looking at alternative investments. 28% of a third, I guess, opted to buy stocks and shares, followed by 21% who said they would use the profit from the crypto to break into the property market. I don't think that's a really bad thing. If you were to take some of your cryptocurrency profits or whatever profit stocks, you could move them into property if you had enough to do that. But you've got to be careful of tax too. Different tax laws about withdrawing from crypto early. You're going to get a much bigger tax hit. Same with stocks and shares with capital gains. So you got to be careful with that. Talk to your accountant. This is very interesting to me. U.S. considering sending extra weaponry to Ukraine as fears mount over potential Russian invasion. Why this is interesting is because of oil. A lot of oil in that region, and what I have my own thoughts are that if the oil markets and the price of crude really takes a hit, these governments have a way of sending in military action. Weird things out there. I don't want to talk too much about it, but stories like this start popping up when there looks like there might be pressure on oil, because I believe personally the oil market is very, very propped up, and it's a key to the stock market remaining healthy as the oil prices stay high. When those oil prices look like they're going to be really under pressure, you start seeing weird things like this popping up. So anytime you start talking about military action when it comes to oil, things can get a little bit weird. So definitely paying attention to that. And also there's I see the stock market risks really starting to rise right now. Just getting into that. What I consider the green into the orange, which is the moderate risk area at the moment. Everything just seems like, we're seeing these new highs almost daily now, and it just really cannot continue to keep on going up and up forever. I think pretty wise to really pay attention to what you're investing in. Not saying it's a risk off moment, but, maybe looking safe havening some things into things like precious metals, maybe some bank stocks wouldn't be such a bad play. Again, it really depends on what your risk tolerance is. And again, not financial advice for me, just personally what I'm doing. Still very heavy into the oil. I'll show you the Trading 212 portfolio too. We took a big hit last week when the oil, was it this week? It might have been this week. The oil prices really fell in the Trading 212 portfolio. It just took a big poo. And what else do we have right here? Nearly 1/3 of hedge fund managers plan to invest in crypto. This is an Ernst & Young report. Ernst & Young, obviously a very big company, so people do pay attention to these reports. It says 31% of hedge managers and 24% of alternative investors plan to add cryptocurrencies to their portfolio. So we're really seeing this, again, cryptocurrency adoption on a major level. Again, we're still very early on in cryptocurrency, really early. Not 2013 early, but you're in this second base level of early adoption. Third level is complete consumer adoption. Fourth level is everybody in the world is investing, buying cryptocurrencies. But when you see these hedge fund managers, and no, I'm not saying hedge fund managers are right, because honestly, I don't really have great opinions of hedge fund managers. But it is interesting to see an Ernst & Young report putting highlight on cryptocurrency. 31% of hedge fund managers and 13% of private equity managers said they plan to add crypto to their portfolios in the next 1 or 2 years. this is just kind of news that you figured would happen anyways, but it's good to see a company like Ernst & Young putting this stuff into the spotlight. If you're a cryptocurrency fan, not everybody is. I know there's some people out there that don't believe in this stuff. Totally okay. It's not for everyone. Let's look at this Hyperfund. I've had probably 10 or 15 emails in the last month asking me about Hyperfund. So I decided to have a look at it. This thing is I really didn't understand it at the beginning when I looked in, but basically from what I can understand is you pay a membership fee into this Hyperfund. Anywhere from 300, you got to pay in Tether, which is a stable coin. It's basically $1 gets you one Tether coin. You can put in from 300 Tether coins to, I don't think there is a max. And then they pay rewards in different ways. You get access to their private releases on new cryptocurrency projects that are coming out, which is what everybody wants right now. People want access to new projects because when they hit the open markets, the prices really tend to balloon up. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. What did I find out? What I think is that these access to these future projects are probably going to be in-house projects, which that gets a little bit gray lined as to what exactly you would have access to. But it's so here. What is Hyperfund? Hyperfund has constructed a DeFi, which is a decentralized finance ecosystem that will provide a completely decentralized financial infrastructure for all digital currencies. Hyperfund will devote itself to developing quality blockchain projects, lead the strategic direction of fintech, and aims to make more contributions to the blockchain industry. What you're essentially doing, and like you are with a lot of cryptocurrency coins except for Bitcoin, is you're investing into this company's growth. So there is going to be some really high risk, high possible returns to something like this, but it could also be one of these things that just completely, the air comes out of it and you end up with nothing. They do have their own cryptocurrency token, which is called the HDAO. So there is that. They have this hyper ecosystem. Again, not being an investor, I can't really tell what this stuff is, but just from here, safe and fast currency, legal tender transactions. They've got mining. They've got instant messaging. They got blockchain news, smart contracts, and a live stream show. So one of the things negatively that I did really kind of bothered me about this project, and I know I've gotten a couple of emails of people saying they've made tripled their money in this, but normally when these cryptocurrency projects, they have some kind of a strategic roadmap where they really show you exactly what the roadmap of where they're trying to go is, and this Hyperfund really doesn't. It's like these three little pieces of information. That's a little concerning to me, because if you were to look at, say, for instance, the Cardano, which is a very big cryptocurrency coin, if you look, and which, by the way, is kind of dormant at the moment, but hopefully will turn into something one day. But their roadmap is very, very detailed about their different stages of where they are going with the coin. So it shows you foundation, decentralization, smart contract, scaling, governance. At least, there's good, you could read white papers, you can read about all of the things that they're planning to do. And this Hyperfund, for as big as what I think it has turned into, really doesn't have a lot of information about what their roadmap is. The other thing too is a lot of people are very excited about this guy being one of the group founders, Ryan Zhu. He was one of the investors in Binance, which is a huge cryptocurrency platform. But, when they say you're a founder, it doesn't necessarily, it's a little bit gray as to what somebody actually does as a founder. They could have just been an investor. They could have actually been very hands-on. So we don't know what exactly his role is inside of this. But you can see we got a Jaden Y. I don't know who he is. I haven't really done too much back research. So you got these three guys. Let me see what else I can tell you about Hyperfund. I like this little rocket ship they made out of clay. I had another, let's see, I had a spreadsheet that showed, let me see, where did I put it? Oh, here we go. This is how, one of the things too that I don't really like about it is it's very multi-level marketing based. So you can see they have this reward system, which, a lot of companies have referral systems, but this is very, very targeted towards you putting other people in underneath you, and then you getting rewarded through this hyper community. And by the way, you get coins, so you get these hyper DAOs coins. This is what you get paid out in, I think, or hyper units. Right now they're 5 cents. You can see they've actually really ballooned a lot from where they were released here at 2 cents. So you've seen them go as high as 6.4 cents, which is a pretty big gain. I think we've had 183% gain just in one day. I don't know why this is happening here, but they've got their own cryptocurrency tokens that you get paid out in. But there is a lot of emphasis here on their own internal currency. So you have to buy the MOF, which is a coin called Molecular Future. So this is how you, and it's not particularly easy to buy this MOF. So it is very, very complicated. It's not, you can't buy this MOF on, Coinbase or Binance or anything like that. You have to do it through these. Bittrex is a pretty decent size platform, but then Uniswap, which is a whole different advanced ball game to get into. So yeah, you do it that way and buy MOF, deposit your MOF, purchase your package. So I think that's where you have to, buy what package you're going to put in. That's your investment. And then you start receiving your daily rewards until you've reached 3 times. And as an affiliate, you're able to earn 3 times significantly faster by telling others. I don't really like these guarantee, some of these guarantees that they are saying people are going to get paid out. I don't know how you can guarantee things like that. And then they got the Hyper Wealth package, and you get 3,000 HUs, which is equivalent to $1 US dollar. So they're saying you put in $1,000, you get out 3. And you have these different reward systems. Here, if you put in 16 to 20 people, you get these rewards. Yeah, it's very, very complicated. Looks very much like a multi-level marketing system, which you don't necessarily have to do it that way, but if you do put people under, you get paid. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it looks a little bit like one of those "is it too good to be true" type deals, and then it's good until it isn't. Would I invest in Hyperfund? Probably not. Myself, I think it's not something that makes a lot of sense to me. I think it's better to pick out just crypto coins that you can invest in. One of the other issues with Hyperfund is you send your money to these guys. There is no blockchain ledger to show what your investment has done, or usually when you pay in cryptocurrency, it's on the blockchain ledger and you can just see that you've made that investment. With this, there's not, as far as I can tell, not much transparency. There's really no information about that. So yeah, it seems like a pretty high risk deal to me, and probably not something that I would want to put my money in. Let's look at the trading 212 market really quick, see what's going on with the portfolio. We're sitting right now at 16,262 pounds. We had a pretty rough week. We still got 1,000 pounds in cash sitting in here, but Yes, it went all the way down to, oh good, I think it was down under 15,000 at one point when the oil took a hit. So it's really bounced back a lot. We've had a big oil day today. Do you remember last week we put in we did the live Alibaba trade, and right now we're sitting at 3.6% in the red. Shows what a good trader I am, right? How I know. My crystal ball obviously broken. But not too bad. Alibaba is still just taking a beating, but they're at their lows right now. So, I always say when people are selling, that's when there's a great time to buy, especially at the floor levels of where Alibaba is right now. Again, not financial advice, but you can see Alibaba has just been on a decline. So we came in at this point down here. Centrus Energy still continuing to do well. We're still way up, but we've had a bit of a down week. CleanSpark, all of the cryptocurrency mining companies have really taken a hit because of the volatility in the crypto market right now. So not unexpected, still up 18%. Comstock Resources, we're going to be just holding on to these oil stocks. I think oil is going to go much higher. Minus 15%. Diamondback Energy, 10% in the green. Flex, we had a good time with Flex. Up here at $23, and it pulled back to 22 and has then kind of been up and down since then. Don't plan on selling that. Hut 8 Mining, 68%. Another one, cryptocurrency miner that has taken a hit from up here at 16 all the way down to 12. Does it represent a good buying opportunity? Yeah, I think it could. Once these cryptocurrency prices start to rebound, these mining stocks, they really start to take off. So crypto will make a comeback when it comes to at least, the Bitcoin, Ethereum side. Right now we're seeing this side trading, so these stocks should do well when that happens. LPI, now this one, we're all the way down here at 60 US dollars. So right here, 92 lost, $30 a stock. Crazy amount of pullback retracement on this stock. So again, could it represent a buying opportunity? Yeah, I think as when the oil prices rebound higher and start to go higher and higher, you're going to see Laredo do okay. Lloyds Bank still sitting there about 94% in the green. Facebook clawing into the green. Look, zero. We've made £2.88 on these trade, and these big blue chips. I mean, you don't expect that you're going to see these big troughs and valleys like that, but it's a little bit more of a safer play than these oil stocks. Occidental up 15%. Again, just really following the oil pullback trend that the other stocks have seen. Palantir still continues to struggle. Won't be selling that anytime soon. We're in the bread, 15% to low oil. Our little UK oil stock, same as the other oil stocks, struggling. Down 12, made a bit of a climb back from down here. You can see we're at 44p, clawed all the way back to 48, 10% up, and then retraced back down again. Vermilion Energy up just a little bit under 40%. So all in all, the portfolio is still doing really well from its £5,500 original starting point. Not much really to do with that. Now, for people that have been asking me about the covered calls, like, how do you write options on stocks that you already own? And thankfully, thanks to one of our esteemed members of the Financial Think Facebook group, has informed me you can use both Saxo, which is available to people in the UK, and let me show you this. This is Saxo. You could buy stocks and shares in Saxo, and then write covered calls on those. And where are we right here? Let me see. Here we go. Interactive Brokers, which is a company that, again, is available in the UK. Now, they have a really fun little play money account, which is cool. You can go in there. They give you £1 million of fake money. Wish it was real. And I just wanted to show you. This fake money account has been not working very well, but I wanted to show you exactly if you were to buy shares in US companies. You could do it in UK companies too. I just tend to stick with the the US. But I'm going to show you in here how you can actually write covered calls. So basically, if you want to open one of these accounts, just go sign up. They'll say, do you want a free trial? And you can do that. It's very easy to do this. You go into a portfolio, and then you just hit this little trade button. And what I'm going to do is buy some Exxon oil stocks here, just to show you how hopefully it works. We're going to buy 100 because that's the minimum you need to write a covered call contract. It's very simple. You go in here, you do a market order. That means you're buying the stock at the price of the market, which is right now $63 US. And you leave time in Forces day. You don't need to mess with that. If you wanted to set a limit order, you could do that too. If you wanted to set the price, say you didn't want to buy it till it was 59, you could do that. But again, this is a play money account, so we're just going to buy these 100 shares. And right now you can see this is in our play money account. We have now 200 Exxon Mobil shares worth $12,672. And this is a great way to, if you're ever thinking about investing in stocks, you can practice here and just keep a watch list of the stocks and where you would have purchased them at. So question is, how do you write a covered call, and what is a covered call? So covered call is me taking my shares in packages of 100 and then saying to somebody else, I will sell this share contract to you for a certain price. So and then you are agreeing on the other side, the buyer is going to pay me a premium of whatever that market is, and I get to keep that premium whatever happens, whether that person ends up purchasing these stocks at a certain price or not. So what we need to do is we go into the option chain right here, and don't be intimidated if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about here. This is a great way of creating income that a lot of people don't know about. In the UK, you need 1,000 shares to do it. This is why I like Interactive Brokers, because you do it with 100 shares for when you can trade all of the US companies. Let me take, let's see here. So this is the option chain. Up here, you've got right here, the dates of the options. So you can do it further out if you want. It goes all the way to 2024. And then here's the bid price and the ask price. This is basically how much somebody is willing to buy that contract for, and this is how much somebody's willing to sell that contract for. This is a call. We're going to stick to the call side of things. That means you're setting the price higher than its current price. The shorter out you go, you can see here, what I usually recommend is you could do a weekly. I don't think weekly is a bad way to do it. I think that's quite profitable. And you basically go down here to the strike price. This is the price that you're willing to sell the stock at. So right now it's 63. And we're going to say, usually you're going to want to do about 3 or 4 units higher. So we'd say 65 wouldn't be a bad price to set your option at. You can see here, the lower you go, the more money you are paid for the premium. So let's just say we're going to do it at 65. This is a pretty conservative trade. Right now, it's 46 cents per share. So we're doing 100 shares, so we're going to get paid 46 US dollars, which again, Exxon is not going to pay you a lot because it's considered a pretty conservative stock. It's not going to be moving in huge amounts. If you were to do this on a stock like Tesla or something that was very, very volatile like Neon, these premiums that you're going to get paid are going to be a lot higher. And I can show you what I mean on that. So Neo right here is a electric vehicle company. If I were to look at the option chain on Neo and I were to do it 9 days out, so the price is $41. If I took a $43 option, then I'm going to get paid about $126 on that contract. And this stock is a lot less expensive than Exxon, and I'm getting a higher premium. So the further out I go, the higher premium goes. If you wanted to go all the way out 30 days and you were to pick a $43 option, you get paid $290, so forth. If you go out until 2020, you were to pick a $45 option, you're going to make $440, which you get to keep. But just to show you the example, we'll go to Exxon again. We're going to just do this option. Hopefully it works in here. We're going to do it for 9 days. We're going to pick 65 US dollars right here. So we are going to receive probably around 47 cents per share times 100. Let's do that. So this is what we will get to keep. I always set market because if you set a limit, sometimes they don't execute. So right now this amount of money would be credited to the trading account. So 46 cents times 10, sorry, times 100. So we submit that. Okay, there you go. Your order has been filled. So now you have a call option, which you've made the $46 premium. And if this price goes above 65 or hits $65 or above, this person here will have the right to execute that trade from you to take those 100 shares. So you would receive 65 times 100, so $6,500, plus you made a $47 premium on top. Now, if the stock price does not hit 65 US dollars by the expiration of December 3rd, you get to keep the stock in your portfolio and the trade would just close out. You get to keep the stock and the premium. And that is basically it. That is how you write options. And you can just pick out whatever price you feel you want to take. You can do more conservative where the price is much higher. You're going to get much smaller premiums. You can go much further out with your options contracts if you want to get higher premiums, and you'll say, hey, I don't mind selling this stock at $64, so 70 cents more, you're going to get paid a $219 premium. You can pick stocks that have much higher spreads on the option premium. So for instance, if you own Apple, you could do it on Apple stock, and you can see this is the option right here, and you'll see the percent change as the price of the stock moves up and down. This options contract will become less valuable or more valuable, and you can actually close it out if you were in profit. Say Exxon shot up or goes down or goes up, whatever it may be. If the price goes down, your call option is going to become less valuable. The price goes up, your call option will become more valuable, and you can trade this and close it out. You see here it says close the position. Right now I would actually lose a bit of money because right now it's gotten a little bit more valuable. Right now it's $48 instead of where I paid $47, so I'm going to lose $1. But you can close the position if you want to do that. If you want to close the trade out early. Obviously, I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but usually what I tend to do is just leave the trade alone, let it run its course. If the stock gets called away at the end of the expiration date, say of the 3rd of December, stock gets called away, I make the uptick on the profit of the stock, and I get the premium. I can always rebuy the stock again that day on the 3rd or the 4th. It's not a big issue. But that's how it works. So if you wanted to look at something that had a bit more volatility, for instance, you could trade, I don't know, let's look at Apple, for instance. So if I were to buy $16,110 worth of Apple stock, let's go ahead and put that in. So right now we just bought these Apple shares, and we can look at the options contract on these Apple shares, see what the premiums are like for my 100 Apple shares that I own for 9 days out. You can see here Apple is at 161, so if I say I'm okay selling this at 162.5, so I'm going to make $1 and 50 cents on each stock. So that's I don't know why this keeps popping up. So $1.50 on each stock, and then I get the premium here of $125. You can go higher, you can go lower, just depends. There's so many different options, and if you're talking about much bigger positions and things like Tesla, you can get some massive premiums on things like Tesla stock. So here's Tesla. Let's go ahead and buy 100 Tesla stocks. Again, this is fake money. I wish I had 112 grand just sitting around. It's showing me a little message because it's such a big amount of money. Let's see if this goes through. Should, because it's fake money. Come on. I don't know, it seems to be stuck. I was having a little issue with this trading, this fake money trading platform before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you were to look at the options chain on something like Tesla, you're going to see those much bigger premiums, sometimes $3,000 or $4,000 for a premium on a covered call. But anyway, you can sell lots of 100. So for here, if you're doing it on Neo shares, you could sell 2 contracts here, 2 contracts here, 1 contract here. And that is really essentially how you make income, because again, you're keeping that premium of what you're paid for the covered call. And you get to keep that regardless of what happens. So if Exxon stock does nothing, it's at 63 right now. If it does nothing for the next week and goes to 62.50, you're going to keep your Exxon shares and you get paid the premium. So hopefully I explained that okay. Again, you can buy those shares on Interactive Brokers. You can get that in the UK, or Saxo, which I think has less US stocks in it and more Euro UK. Yeah, I think it's an interesting strategy. It's you can also go on the other side of things where you sell puts, which means you're the one agreeing to buy a stock at a certain level. So if the stock's 100, you could say, I will take that stock from you at 95 US dollars or 90 pounds, whatever that price is. And then you get paid a premium to take that option no matter what happens on that stock price. So you just got to have enough money in your account to secure the trade if the stocks get exercised to you. So the other way, you own the stocks selling a call. When you sell a put, you don't own the stock, but you're saying, I want to buy the stock at a set price, and I'll take a premium from the contract seller to do that. So I know that sounds complicated. I'm not always the best at explaining these things, but I do my best. Mike says, don't forget the fees. How much are the fees on Interactive Brokers? I don't think they're very high. Let's see what they are. Options. UK. US. So fee is you're gonna pay $1, $1 US, or 15 cents per contract minimum of $1 US on US stocks. So let's see how much that is in quids. Why do they? Yeah, it's very small. You can see here, stock options, 37p with 3p on top. So very, very inexpensive to make those options trades. What else are we going to look at? Let's just take a look at really quick what's going on in the crypto markets today. Bitcoin has kind of been trading sideways. This is kind of what I thought was going to happen probably until after the holidays here in the US of Thanksgiving. But I still think we've seen some really good buying points down here at 55. We saw it dip all the way down to 55,900. I think it might have even gone to 55.5. So if you were quick on the 55.7 it says here, but I think it went a little bit lower. If you were looking to pick up some Bitcoin, this is a good time. I still think we're in a good time to do it right now. What's happening right now, a lot of money is coming out of Bitcoin, heading into these gaming cryptocurrencies because people chase returns. I mean, We're all human. I do it too. But Ethereum's down about 40 minus 0.42%. Just went to dead even for 7 days. But the market is still very strong. We've got a total of 14,773 crypto coins now on the market. So be very careful. Many of these coins are very, very, very high risk. Bitcoin dominance also, very interestingly, has fallen down to 42%. We've seen this almost as high as 50%. What this means is the entire crypto market, 42% of it, of all the money in the market, is in Bitcoin. Used to be around 50. So we've seen some of that money coming out, chasing returns in things like gaming. This is my gaming watch list here. You can go to the Facebook group. I'm going to share this, but these are the gaming coins that I've been watching, and you can see here over the last 7 days, these coins have just absolutely rocketed. We got Sandbox up 112%. Let's see who's the biggest. Good Games Guild 176%. I mean, just massive gains on these coins in the last week. So they are really the favorable place right now, as a lot of people are getting into the crypto gaming space, playing the games. You got the NFTs going on. There's a lot of complicated stuff to do with it. But if you're more of a high risk investor, you want to take a shot. Again, I don't really recommend buying in at these high points. This is where you want to be getting in, of course, if you can. But when you see them spiking like this, you know, there's a good chance that you're going to see a big pullback. So be patient. This is, I was looking at this when it was 70 cents down here, but I didn't pull the trigger. Just didn't have it. Didn't really know whether it was going to be a good investment or not at the time. And then obviously we've seen this thing just 10x ever since then. And just some of these other projects, a little like Audius, is a platform that's like SoundCloud, where you just, instead of storing stuff and having to pay monthly or yearly like you do on SoundCloud or Dropbox, you just pay a small, 15-20p to store a file, and it's there forever. But all these things are just really, you're seeing some pullbacks today. Superfarm down 10%, Audius down 15%. So there are some opportunities to go in, but just again, you got to be careful with these crypto gaming, even though I do still think it's very, very, very young. We're at small market caps if you consider cryptocurrency space in general. There are a lot of opportunities here, and you just have to really kind of know what you're doing. And it's tough because you got to go look at the projects, you got to look at the games themselves, see if the projects are good. Like this Seedify, I think, is a really cool project. This is the launch pad for cryptocurrency gaming companies who are releasing games, and you can get in early. Like this Age of Tanks right here, I think is a really cool game. So again, sometimes these things can be, again, risky, because what tends to happen to some of these games, I'll show you an example. Let's see which one, Meta Wars. You see what happens here is a lot of the times the coins get released on these pre-sales, and then people just tend to dump them. This is not a bad example of one. I've seen some that go way up here and then crash down. That's when you want to buy them. But you see these spikes here, and when they get released very early on, you just don't want to necessarily be buying in this uptick side. So if you're looking at on a place like Seedify for different projects, you can find all of these games that are coming out, and that is where you are probably going to find some really massive gains. But again, it's not for the faint-hearted. But I do like this Seedify coin itself, because this is the platform that's actually releasing the games, companies, so they get financed early. It's not actually a game, Seedify. So there's some pretty cool little opportunities. You just really have to sort of do your research and figure out how to buy them. They're not always easy to buy, but I think we are going to see some big gains. Also, by the way, quick update on the little Planet Watch the little aware element miner. Well, I've been sending data from this little air quality miner and being paid out about 20 of these tokens a day. So now these tokens, these Planet Watch tokens, have gone up from about 38 cents to when I started to 48 cents. So it's about 10 US dollars a day just for plugging this thing in, this aware element miner, sending data and getting played in these Planet Watch tokens, which you can then sell if you want on Bitfinex. That's a UK people can open a Bitfinex account, sell these tokens for 48 cents. But I really like this project. I think it's a great way of providing air quality data, and also it's a great way of making passive income. They're about £299 in the UK. They're back ordered, but I ordered mine a couple of months ago and got it about 3 weeks ago, and I've just been creating passive income from it. So we're always looking for ways to create passive income. Again, aware element, that's that little air quality thing. If you want to get into that, I'm going to be making a video about how you exactly set this thing up, and you set up a wallet, and I just get paid every day. Comes right into my wallet, and then I can sell them or keep them or do what I want. Let's see if I can show you the, let's see if I can log in here and show you where the coins get paid to, or how you look at how many coins you are making. I know this is all crazy. There's so many different ways to make little pieces of passive income that I really had no idea. And again, blockchain is really how this is happening. All these things that are being given to us, it's so wild. So this is the little explorer from the air quality handler. I got 2 of them running. You again are not supposed to have 2 in one location, so you got to put another one in somebody else's house. But these are the coins right here that I have been paid out so far. 397.23 coins off this miner, and then 212 coins off this miner. So this one I started, when did I start? I think I want to say the 14th of November. It doesn't tell you in here when, from what I can see. This is the last payout I got, 17.76. And there was some days where I was getting 23, 24 a day. So it just fluctuates. It depends how many people are on the network, and the rewards amounts get split up. But you can see, so let's just estimate 400 plus 212. So about 610 coins divided by 47 cents. So you're talking about a little bit under $300 of less than a month of mining this thing, and really pays for itself in about 40 days. So again, if you want to pick one of those up, Aware is the name of the company. You can buy them in the UK. They are on a back order right now, but I think it's a good thing to pick up and just sit and wait. It says estimated shipments will be 12 weeks. So hopefully these coins that they get, that they're rewarding people with, will continue to go up in price, which I think they will. Not financial advice again, but yeah. That's what's going on with the mining. See if there was anything else. I think we covered so much today. I'll check and see if you have any interesting comments. Yeah, and as far as the peer-to-peer lending, I'm just basically staying put in all of the ones that I was originally invested in, because I have not seen the side of Blend Network, maybe PropLend. I've just not really seen anything that's piquing my interest as far as new companies go. And there's just so many other places to get yield right now. But I still think, having some diversification in peer-to-peer lending is good. What do you think about the VAT loans ProLand are starting to do? ProLand? I don't know. I don't know what ProLand is. Maybe you mean PropLend? Is that what you're talking about? Let me take a look. PropLend. Yeah, I don't know. VAT loans too have always been, I would say, a little bit riskier. Obviously, if you're getting 10%, you're going much higher risk than the average 7.2%, I think. But having said that, I think it'd be okay to diversify. PropLend tends to put out some pretty good projects as far as loan, different types of lending they do. So I wouldn't mind having a dabble in a VAT loan. But it usually wouldn't be my first port of call when it came to peer-to-peer lending. I sort of try to stick to the things that I understand. How long have we been going for? Oh, over now. Just going through very quickly. Hyper sounds too good to be true. Yeah, I can't say I was keen. Annabelle says, we're interested to know why your investments in peer-to-peer by percentage don't reflect your top 5. Just because some of them I started very early on when I had money and I just put more into certain platforms than others. And as I started to become more comfortable, like for instance with LendInvest, which is high on my top 5, I just didn't have any money that I wanted to allocate more into the sector, so it just, LendInvest tended to stay low. I think things are ever fluid, ever changing. When you're looking at investments, you kind of figure out where can I deploy certain pieces of money to get what I think is the best returns. And that can be a little bit dangerous because that is chasing returns. So what I do is I have a certain set amount of money that I say I'm going to invest in peer-to-peer. And once that's deployed, I tend, unless I see something really, really interesting, I just tend to leave things be. Or unless the platforms make some stupid changes and I'm thinking, I don't want to be in there anymore. But surely if some of that money comes back from any of those companies that are in administration, that probably, I would say, will go into Blend or maybe even LendInvest. It's hard not to get swayed too if you're seeing, Bitcoin going up 200% a year and you're getting 5% in LendInvest. It's hard to say, well, do I really want to put more into LendInvest? That would be the smart thing to do, but I'm a little bit more, I think I'm probably more of a risk taker than your average person. So, and part of that too comes from starting investing late, which can be a dangerous thing. I started a lot later than I'm sure some of you did out there, and that's just me speaking very candidly. I was in my early 40s when I began investing, and I felt the need to kind of take more risk than probably somebody who started in their 20s because I was really behind the ball. So that's my reasoning for keeping the percentages where they are. What's the profit classified as with options? Is it capital gains or income? That is a really great question. I should really look that up. I don't know. Let's take a look. Profit from. I just give it to my accountant. He figures it out. Well, if you do it in a retirement account, you don't need to worry about it. Many options profits are classified as short-term capital gains. How are options taxed? I think you're going to have to do some more research. It looks a little bit complicated because there's different types of options you can do. And there's things like straddles and credit calls, and Let's see. Maybe somebody else knows the answer. Options trades. Day trading in the UK. I think it's capital gains. But talk to your account. I live in the UK. I see there are 2 taxes when trading. CGT capital gains tax to be paid on capital gain, 18 to 28%, depending if you're a basic taxpayer. What happens if I trade option? It's a capital gains unless your trading is qualified as a business in which you pay income tax. That's just off a forum, so I don't know if that is accurate or not, but it seems like it could be. But if you can do it in a retirement account, I highly recommend that. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Don't make me bug you. Yeah, I think the metaverse is going to be absolutely huge. There's another. I'm just going to give you this one out there. If you are interested in cryptocurrency, again, not financial advice, but I like this project right here. I purchased some myself. It's called Blocktopia. You can get in around, I think, 13 US cents right now. But it's like this virtual world. They've got brand partners like the World Wrestling Entertainment. I think they're going to have a casino inside of it. It's all virtual reality. These other crypto projects are involved, like Polygon Chain, Avalanche. And it just looks really cool. A lot of the time, some of these crypto games, they just don't look very cool at all. And I think, in order for it to be adopted, it's going to have to be something cool like this. You're going to actually be able to buy virtual real estate inside of this Blocktopia game. So some of it you may think, what the hell is all of this? But we look for projects like this. Good graphics, very interactive, things you can do to actually play to earn. And you can buy this coin relatively inexpensive, and I think it's pretty easy to buy. So this is a project I went into just a few days ago. It hasn't really had that big uptick. Yeah, this is the ones you want to find that haven't really exploded. See, it's hit a high point here, so this was up at 17 cents, but you've had this pullback. So I thought this was I think I got in right around here, about 8. So I think you've got some room in this project. Just looks interesting to me. But like you said, if the games, some of these crypto games, they look like poo. And if it looks like poo, it's not for me. That has to look good. I think Mike brings up a good point. No one likes the game. The coin tanks. Look at Cyberpunk, massive crash in users after they issued a bad patch. I totally agree. Yeah, and you can play out some of these games that are in beta mode where you can actually get on and play them. And Mike says, which is the one that uses mana? That's Decentraland. Mana has absolutely just exploded. This is a coin that I owned back at about a little bit less than $1 US. Now you can see it's at 5. It did nothing for such a long time. So I was in right here in this green. This one, it started to move just a little bit. And that was only this was back in October. So when you're looking for these investment opportunities, really understand what it is. Mana is a huge coin. It's a market cap of $9 billion US dollars. Will it do well in the future? I don't know. I think anything metaverse right now is just doing really well, but this is what you want to look for. This lull period. You really don't want to be buying in on these spikes. This is what people tend to do. They pile in when the prices are going up. But I mean, if you look at the oil, you could have bought this thing for 3 cents back in what, 2020. Now it's at $5 US. Big gains. But this is a pretty used platform of virtual reality. A lot of people buy things in here. They trade things. It's a game. I don't know what its long-term future is. It looks cool. The graphics are cool. It's kind of a hip game. But you really want to go in and look at what the game's actually like if you're really thinking about investing in these things. Coin market cap is an excellent place, by the way, of what this does is it shows you, number one, where all the coins are priced at, but more importantly, if you see something that you like, you're doing your research, so you want to buy a coin that may not be as popular, you're going to wonder, well, how the heck do I buy this? For instance, the Sandbox. How do I even buy this coin? Because it's some of these places. You can go here to market down here, and it will show you all the different markets where you can buy. You can buy on Binance, Qcoin, Huobi, Gate, FTX. So these are big platforms, Gemini, Kraken. Some of the small coins. So let's look at the gaming coins here, for instance. Let's go to some of the really small. Say, this isn't really a gaming coin. Let's look at etoro. See here, when you go to markets, the only place you can buy this are Gate.io and PancakeSwap and BuySwap. I personally wouldn't recommend these small platforms like these. I don't know what these are here. BuySwap, Dodo. PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange. If you're new to cryptocurrency, it's not easy to first get into. So buying on a platform is much easier. But you can see here, if you wanted to own this etoro coin, you'd actually have to own Tether. It's paired. See here how it says pair? This means in order to buy etoro, you need to own USDT, which is Tether. It's a Tether stable coin. So you actually have to buy Tether inside of Gate, and then you can do a switch from Tether to etoro. So again, not for people who are inexperienced, but this coin market cap shows you exactly where you can buy these coins if you're interested in them. If you were to look at something like Bitcoin, you're going to see here the markets for Bitcoin are much easier. You can buy Binance, Coinbase, Qcoin. Again, look at the pairs here. So Bitcoin, it would say GBP if you're in the UK. You could buy Bitcoin with pounds. Here it's showing you the different pairings. So Bitcoin being paired with, again, Tether here on Qcoin. Qcoin, by the way, is a good platform, but you cannot deposit pounds or dollars into it. You can only put coins, transfer in, and then you have to make a trade. But yeah, it's pretty interesting how that differs. When I bought Blocktopia, I had to do it on Qcoin, which I had to own USDT Tether to do it. So, and it's not very simple. But there are a lot of YouTube videos that show you exactly how to buy these coins. You just kind of have to follow through. It might take you 10, 15, 20 minutes the first time, but after that, it gets a lot easier. Yeah, decentralized, you can buy virtual real estate worth 200 grand an acre. I know it's crazy. I personally wouldn't do it. But things in the crypto world are nuts right now. Anyway, that is going to do it for this week. We'll be back next Thursday as normal. Thank you to everybody who joined. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, put them in the comments on the YouTube. Tell your friends and family about the video. And appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you found this useful. I know we covered a ton of stuff, way too much today, but those are the things that were on my mind. So have a great weekend, everybody, and be safe out there. See you next time. Take care.